Waking up to core exercises seems to be a lot better for me nowadays than just waking up straight to a barbell. In recent times, for whatever reason, these morning sessions have come with really poor mobility, and I feel like I'm fighting myself more than the barbell. So in yesterday and in recent times, these 4:30 a.m. sessions, I've kind of thought about doing other exercises before going to the barbell. And last few days, I've kind of been doing sit-ups every single day as a warm-up, regardless of a morning session or an afternoon session. I've kind of warmed up my core before I even touched the bar. And so probably a week now, I've been doing sit-ups, but I'm sore. my six-pack muscle, rectus abdominis, is really, really sore. And so instead of putting it through some more work, I decided to flip on the other side, flip to a side rather, and hit the side, the obliques, external, internal obliques, challenge that, different plane of motion. So I thought planks are the best thing to do. As you can see on the screen, I'm trying to do these planks with the leg elevated. That completely changes the muscles work, man. So before I turned the camera on, I did a bunch of sets was just kind of without the leg elevation, just like straight. But the moment you elevate the leg, it's wartime, man. No longer do I feel the obliques, no longer do I feel the sides of the abs, the shoulders or lats. It just becomes a lateral hip capsule agony. I think it's a glute medius, TFL, glute minimus. Oh man, here I go again with the damn side glutes. I see people do this exercise and I'm like, well, that looks freaking easy. But then you get on the ground and you do it and you're like, what the actual hell is this? It doesn't even hurt like it's supposed to hurt, as in muscle fatigue, muscle tension. It just feels like it's going to rip off the damn bone. Now, for somebody that can squat 200 kilos, 2 times body weight, I don't feel like this should be the case, man. I don't feel like this body weight exercise should kill me. Not to say that barbell training is going to prepare you for calisthenics or, that's a completely different discipline. But simply holding your position in that lateral kind of position, lack of a better word, in that plank with leg elevation, I wasn't expecting it to feel like that. I am extremely weak. Once again, I can see I'm extremely weak in that side hip girdle, just extremely weak. However, when I was doing all of these exercises, when I got to the barbell, I felt better, more lubricated through the hip. My hips were happier to open up, and I had a better time than yesterday, essentially. Even though, it might not look like my mobility was any different than yesterday, it felt better. I felt better going through that range of motion. I felt better and less fight from the body. So that's kind of good. I don't know what causes that, whether it's that whole idea that if you, target the opposite muscle, agonist, antagonist, one gets kind of worked and the other one relaxes. So in this instance, I was working the external or the lateral hip, and maybe the adductors were kind of letting go, and that's what was allowing me to squat with a better posture, more upright, and I just felt better and less of a fight from my body. This is the thing about front squats, and this is the thing I think with squats in general, is that there's weight on the bar, we have to fight that, but there's also, we have to fight our own self, and this is where I always talk about positioning and range of motion and mobility. If you have to fight your own body to get into a position, say like a lot of us have a lot of difficulties just hitting a body weight squat, like a nice ATG flat feet squat, including me. I'm not somebody that can comfortably get into that position. But you put on 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, as the plates progress, I get better and better in that position because I feel like I'm getting compressed. My ankles get compressed, my hips get compressed, everything gets compressed, and I can kind of leverage that weight and use that weight to kind of send me in the right direction. But without that weight on my shoulders, it's kind of like there's no external force, and I have to, by myself, get into those positions. And I can't. But it makes me think, if I could naturally, by myself, without any external force, get into these positions, I think I would be able to put more weight on the bar because I'm in a better, more optimal position without the external force. I certainly feel like that. When I feel good on days, whatever, certain days, and I come in, the bar feels good to me. Do you know what I mean? And when the empty bar feels good to me, 200 is going to feel good to me. Rarely do I feel like, in fact, I can't remember a time where I've come in and the bar feels amazing. I'm hitting depth. I'm just loving life. And the moment I start putting weight on the bar, I get worse and worse. I don't recall that. Every single time I rock up to the bar and I feel shit, I can barely struggle to squat with my feet flat on the ground. That usually translates to a crappy session. I think it's hard. It's hard to kind of think about all of this all the time like this. But it's not just the bar that we're fighting. You can get philosophical with this, and I've said to you guys many, many times over that the biggest enemy is within. Whether we're talking about mentally, spiritually, and now I'm telling you it's also physically. If you can sort out yourself, then everything else gets easier. That's kind of where the battle is. Same with getting these 4:30 a.m. sessions. Same with kind of finding meaning in life. You can't really go anywhere else to find that stuff out. Of course, you can go to a therapist. You can go to really smart people that tell you, really nice ways to kind of think about it. But these people are assisting you to find the answer within yourself. You can't read this shit in a book, man. It takes a lot of, what I say, eyes closed, moments where you just look internally. Kind of like what I'm saying here. It takes a lot of empty barbell moments for you to kind of learn how to score 4 or 5 plates. It's not really intuitive to our brain to think that that's the case, but that's my kind of experience. If the empty bar feels well and it's traveling in a perfect bar path and I'm feeling great, it's generally going to go well. And these exercises that I did today, these lateral hip things, with the side planks, they felt good. And so at the start of the session, I was doing these straight leg planks with the leg elevation, and that was like killing me, man. I think I did 5 sets, and they were getting sloppy by the end of it, and it was just, I couldn't really make the 10 seconds. I was aiming for 10 seconds each hold. And so later on, what I started doing is I bent my knees, and I was doing it that way, so reduce the moment arm, and that was a lot better. It was a lot better time to do that. And so I could, last 20 seconds, they were good quality seconds. I was elevating it. I think you can see it here, actually. Looking at this, man, I feel like I should be raising my upper knee a little bit more, but I can't. Look how crazy that looks, man. I can't abduct my leg more. That's how weak I'm in these abductors. It looks funny, doesn't it, man? I should be way stronger than that. When I look at pictures on Google last night, man, there's girls, man, completely, seemingly untrained girls, man, they're doing this so easily. Obviously, there's novelty here. I don't really do these exercises, but this looks like I'm just like a stiff piece of cardboard. Can't go anywhere, man. It's always humbling when you kind of add another exercise and you're like, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. And I'll always get remembered on my initial thoughts when I started this squat everyday thing like a billion days ago now. I used to think to myself, nah, man, all you need is squatting. Squatting is the best exercise. All you got to do is ATG squat with good form and everything else will get taken care of. Nothing like that exists, man. There is no exercise that's going to address all your needs in one hit. It doesn't exist. Our body is very complex. Other than freaking just walking, probably we're just made for walking, really, man. That's what the whole frame is built for. Everything else, man, if you keep doing everything else in isolation, you're gonna get pains and imbalances and whatever. But I keep coming back to it, man. Unilateral leg raises, unilateral leg work, in particular, addresses this stuff. This lateral hip abductor group of muscles. And it also targets your other glutes. But this is the thing, every plane of motion has its strength. So you can't load a, single leg RDL the way you can do a bilateral, leg RDL. So you need both. You need both. And if you spend too much time, then you kind of pay the prices. So these exercises, these side planks, these, I don't know what the bent knee one is called. I don't know what it's called. Maybe side plank knee. I don't know. This is the thing, man. Like when I, like with the squat, deadlift and all that, when I go to the training log, I put it down, I write it down. But with these damn other fancy exercises, I'm like writing the damn name of the exercise for half the damn page. Side plank plus leg raise. Next one. Side plank, bent knee, leg raise. Jesus Christ, it takes the whole freaking line before I even write the name. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, the book ends up being messy as hell. And when I go back, I'm like, what the hell is this? I feel like I should draw pictures. Side laying, side plank, abductor. Oh my Lord. I wish, sometimes I feel like I should just make up names. I actually thought about this exercise as a star, side star. I don't know, just making things up, but it's a lot easier to write star exercise. And then on top of the page, I just draw me, stick figure, and then equals star exercise. And then I can kind of, anyway, I hate it when the book gets messy, because I know eventually I'm going to go back to it. And if it's too messy, it's not going to catch my eye. I feel like I'm just writing poems. Anyway, I enjoy these days when I come in and there's no expectations. I'm just playing around. It's just enjoyable. I used to not like these 4:30 a.m. sessions. They used to be a lot harder to kind of get motivated for. When you'd come in, you're like, oh Lord, I got to get 5x5, man, 160. I feel shit. I'm all locked up and I got to put all this weight on my back, and your body's telling you you're going to snap something, and you're like, no, I got to keep pushing. I hate those feelings. I love training when everything feels fluid and good and you're up for it. I love training like that. I hate training where you are feeling stiff and not ready. I feel like if you persist when you're feeling crap and not ready, trouble happens. Don't get me wrong, you can still train even when you feel shit, but you got to adjust. You got to auto-regulate. You got to be smart about all these things. Otherwise, you can struggle with hip pain for a year like I did. With this idea, I don't know. Ego, stubbornness, all that fits into the picture. The squat every day has certainly evolved since day one. I've gone through many phases of thinking. I still believe in it. I feel like it can work. But this whole idea of Bulgarian coming in every single day and hitting a 1 rep max, for my life at least, I don't see that working. And I don't see the longevity in that, because some days the body just says, screw you. And if you want to screw the body back, then snap city. It's simple as that. All right, guys. Let me get ready, go to work, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got a day off, so it's going to be a gym session, and hopefully these two kind of lighter sessions mean I have a better session tomorrow. All right, guys. I'll catch you next one. Peace out. Oh, by the way, almost let it go. I want to thank everyone on the Patreon list. I want to thank everyone in the comments. On days like this, when I'm working 12-hour shifts, a couple of days in a row, it's very hard for me to get all the comments, but every chance I get, on breaks and stuff, I get the phone out and have a read of one or two. But hopefully in the coming days, I'll catch up and see what you guys reckon about all of these thoughts that I've kind of thrown out there. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.